Now, where do I start with this one? You like my little picture in the back? Which one? This one? Or this one over here? There's two guys back to back. Here, I'll take it off just for you. Is that what you want? You want me to leave it here? Take it off. Well, come on, man. There's a lot of you out there. You should just say take it off. Well, I'm not going to take anything off. This is basically what it is. You see, he's got a nose. He's got two eyes that you really don't see. He's got a mustache. See his two eyes? This is his turban hat. But at the same time, there's a guy here and a guy here back to back. Don't you see the beak here? All I'm missing is a little eye to continue on to both sides. You see the eye? He sees, he is part of an eye. Comes out in like this picture. It's like the wings. It's like the master is in the center. Anyways, I wanted to talk about a word that I already talked about once. It's a word that I'm not very comfortable with. And to start off, everybody knows about the bee, right? What kind of bee this is, I don't know. Carte à jouer, okay? In English, it says playing cards. In French, it says cards of the player. Playing cards, cards of the player. They don't say the same thing. See the rotation of this on the bottom? I'm still not sure, but I think I saw Caesar wearing it. Okay? For some reason on the front it says the world's largest casino, the world's leading casino card. Not leading, world's leading casino card. Not leading casino, casino card. And in French it says the best cards of casinos of the world. So it doesn't really say the same thing. The word I want to get to on now is black. The word black, okay, all has everything, one, two, or three. That's what makes up the word black, meaning in the first part of the alphabet, the 2 would be the B. In the second part of the alphabet, the 3 would be the L. In the first part of the alphabet, the 1 would be the A. In the first part of the alphabet, the C would be the 3. And in the second part of the alphabet, the K would be the 2. So you would have 2, 3, 1, 3, 2. If you really look at it, it'll say 5, 1, 5. If you split the 1 up between each side, it'll say 66. Okay? You understand? 66. What's funny about 66? If you add 66 and 66, it becomes 132 instead of 123. Do you notice over here? BCA, CB. ABC, Michael Jackson. Black, total value, 29. 2 plus 9, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. B card, the same 92. The same 92 is the 92 days of summer. As February every 4 years, 92. Okay? So it's relevant that black is showing you, and the B cards, telling you black has to do with the soul. The black earth in the ground that has so much nutrients inside of it. Okay? Not only that, with black, some people say nigger. Now, I want to show you something about nigger. Okay? Because Nairobi and nigger start off the same way. in, out. If it's in, it's out. It's a reg. It's a rule. Okay? A rule can be said as a period, a woman's period. Back to the soul of where black comes from. Nigger, the first letter is the 14th letter. 1 and 4 is 5. The I is the 9th letter. The G and G is the 7 and 7. The E is the 5th letter. The R is the 18th letter. 1 and 8 is 9. 59, 77, 59. 5 plus 9 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 77. 7 plus 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 59 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. Nigger says 555. 5, 5, and 5 says 1.25 movement. This is the extra they have in their bodies, I believe, that we don't. The extra movement of the earth of 364 days, 13 months, 13 weeks of 7 days, and always that extra day, 30 hours at the end of the year that extends our year. Stands for 5 times 5 times 5 equals 125. 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15 omega. If you put the 15 to where the 25 is, okay, or the 16, you have 725. 725 is 1.75, which means 1 3/4. Now, I can't get into that figure right now. I'm just showing you they're part of the omega egg, part of the freedom, okay, of the whole thing, okay? I'm going to show you something over here is where I take this world and I switch it to the 10 world, okay? And what's missing in the 10 world would be these numbers, 513, 315. 3, 1, and 5, the first letter, the third letter, and the fifth letter are ACE, saying ace. Okay. The other thing about it is, if you, what did I do with this? I turned this into the 7 world now, the completion of the 7 world. Whatever this was, I'm turning the whole number into that now. So what I get over here, okay, 2 and 5 is 7, 6 and 1 is 7, 4 and 3 is 7, 4 and 3 is 7. So you get 2, 6, 4, 4, 2, 6. And the 4, 4 means space. 2, 6, 2, 6, 6, 22, 6, it's space and time. Okay, anyways, the calculated value, okay, of 2 and 6, okay, is 8. Okay, but I didn't do it that way. I'm going to show you the way I did it. Just trying to, got to turn the book around so I can put my eye back on this. All right, okay, this is what I do now. Now I divide it up. 22 and 13, 35. 22 and 13, 35, okay? Now I can't exactly explain what they are. It means Earth and Jupiter. It also says je for meaning I, who I am, God, okay? At the same time, okay, it does it on the same side because now we've equalized, we use the center and we split it back to these two groups. So it would total 70. 70, okay, stands for Mercury. Why does 70 stand for Mercury? Because 3 and 5 is 8. 3 and 5 is 8. That stands for Mercury. So we had inside the word nigger 66, 77, 555, 878, or 88. Okay? And everybody knows the R, right? Angel, right? Everybody knows the R? Doesn't it look like a 70 now? At the same time, okay, when you take the R and hold it up this way, one of the ways it looks like a 6 or a D, or the other way it looks this way, if you turn it back this way, it ends up looking like a backward 9. So there's a lot that comes out of all this. So you can see in this word, okay, this word is more righteous to me than anything else. Because most of the time, when I get up when I get to the white person is, oh, mommy, I'm scared of the ghost. That's all I come up with. And I still don't see me as white. I'm not white. I'm not white. Maybe because I'm tanned. I looked a little white before. But how can I be white? Look at this paper. Isn't there a difference? Don't I look a little different? Is my color the same as this paper? Holy crap. We're a different species besides that. What do you think? What they did is they went to the melting pot and they says, okay, God, what do you want to put on earth now? He says, oh, we'll put some of these. Oh, he says, this looks like a good seed. He says, we'll seed some of these. And he spread a little bit of the seeds all over. And he says, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And one of the gestures came up to the king. He says, let's call it the playland. So they needed an angel. So some crazy guy upstairs came up and let's call him the resident angel. So we became our resident angels. A and R, A-R-N-E, electronic angels. You don't understand. We are electronic. We wouldn't be here right now if we were not electronic. Every process of ours, just listen to how they talk about us in atoms and in connections, and if it disconnects, so we're robots. We're just robots of the flesh. That's all. We sew ourselves together, almost like the same guy on Terminator, the way he was able to suck up his own energy. Another thing about, I wrote down something. Now, I'm not sure if I wrote down the right number. I think there were 2,378 people on the Titanic in one of the things I saw. Now, when I look at that, 2,378, listen to this. 23, if it was in hours, it would be 11 o'clock, right? And 78 would be 15. Now say it again, okay? All it is, okay, it says, I can't explain it. This is the number of people that are out in the Titanic, 2,378, okay? which actually 7 and 8 is 15. 23 is actually only 20. The 3 was the part of the creation. You have to know which number you can take out. Can't take out the first ones. So that would say the actual repeat of any Titanic would be, since it fell to a mess in 2012, the mess should be cleaned up by 2015. 103 years later. And the reason for that is for Earth and Mercury, the united two planets that came together to create the world that we are in, the world that we think we see, because we see with the eyes that came into the game. We see with the eyes of the game. We do not see with the angel eyes. The angel sees through our eyes at the same time. He sees one step ahead of us. That's why sometimes we're aware, oh, I couldn't believe it, I was just thinking about it and it just happened. That's why it's like that. We're not alone in this. It's crazy. I don't know how it works. I really don't. But this is fantastic. Where else am I? See this? In pieces, it would look like this over here. This over here, you can actually put a dot here and a dot here and have two blind birds. But this is 2 down to 8 over to 7 and 7 across over to 3. I wanted to show you I designed something. I don't know where it is. I'm going to look for it. It's that bow tie. The bow tie. Did I ever tell you about that bow tie? The Cat's bow tie, the Budweiser bow tie. No. Another thing I was going to do. Some people ask me, how does 8 connect to 2? 2, 4, 6, 8. 2 crosses over 8. 8 goes into the next section. The next section over 8 is 2 again. 2, 8, 2, if you want to know how to get it. And 28 is together. And this is the world we're in, 28. Don't forget, when these flip over, I'm not sure if they touch exactly, if they start up here and they flip. Does it flip and come to this line before? I really didn't sit down with that. But over here, I was describing how 2, 7, 2, 7, 2, 7. The reason this is 7, 2, 7 is because if I flip it up this way, okay, now the 7's on the other side. Because somebody asked me how 7, 2, 7. Now this isn't the only way. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you flip something upside down, all the numbers now are going to be like this. So you can just keep going 7, 2, 7. Not only that, there's also more ways to do that. What 727, what part of 727 is, if I can ever find some of the cards I'm looking for. You see, here's 7. Okay, here's one hole. Look at the 8. They're the same cards. This and this is here. This and that is there. This 8 card, okay, is just, could be called 272 because there's one here of the 7th card of one here. It's talking about these two. 272. Okay? But I'm not sure because in all actuality, this is supposed to be the 8. This is supposed to be the 5. This is supposed to be the 2. But I'm still descrambling all these. You see, in these two cards, okay, this one is quite different from them because it shoves that diamond between the two sides, okay? The diamonds could be counted this way and this way. There's more value in this card than any other card because you can see it both ways. If you can see it, you got to do it both ways. But there's many ways to count this card as to how many elevations there are. And I always do it depending on what I'm used because they overlap. These cards overlap each other. If you ever notice, the 2 card is only used in the 3 card. You never see the 2 card again. You only see the 2 card once. The only time you ever see the 2 card is when you see the 3 card. Okay? Here's the 2 and here's the 3. Okay? If I can sort of, you see they're the same height. I'm going to try and show you they're the same. See, they're the same height, the same top. The only time it shows up in the 3, and that's it. And then the 3 doesn't show up again, but the ace shows up. The ace shows up in the 3. The ace shows up in the 5. The ace shows up in the 9. The 2 shows up with the ace, creating the 3. The 4 is created all in its own. It's the first one with its own 4 corners. There is no other card with 4 corners until the 4 shows up. He is first in his own. And you know what they call him? Fourth, with a TH, time heaven. Delta. Delta and Dalet. The D letter. So now the 4 is the first one. And then the 5 mixes the 4 and the 1 with it. And the 6 is the 4 and a new view of a suit. They have one to each side. They got those rockers to hold on to. The 7, again, all in its own. The 7 is made up of the 6 card and then the magical dot in the first house. Is this the rabbit hole? Is this the rabbit hole? Is this the 7th gate in? Is this the 7th gate in? Is it the 7th gate that goes in? And then your placement behind the heart. What you don't see in the middle here is the heart of man. That must be in here. At the same time, there's an X here. It makes a whole design in this, don't you know it? And it looks really crazy. And I'm really in the mood to get it done. So, and then, there's nothing like the 9 card, unless you want to understand it to be the 8 card. But the 8 card is not the 9 card, except the 4 corners. Every card from the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all have 4 corners, all the same. It all starts from 4. Adding all the numbers from 4, okay, to 9, it totals 39. Doesn't anybody know what 39 means? Letter T-E-N. I didn't know. Let me check that out. 4th card to the 9th equals 39. Okay, and then the 10th card, okay, is 49, and that equals 8. Oh my God, that's so insane. Listen to this. Okay, and then if you add on the first card again, the 1, 2, 3. If you add back what I call standard, okay, listen to this. This is how it works. I jumped right over the foxhole. Jumped right over the foxhole with this one. As we know, the 4 into the 9 to the 10, all are the same in the 4 corners. All are the same in the 4 corners. Okay, all of them. When we add them all up, it adds to 39, which means perfection. It's not to the left. It's not to the right. In fact, every number would be perfection. But this one is a perfection because the word 10 has the same count. And I use that as one of my definitions for number 39, which 39, 3 plus 9 equals 12, which is A and B, which makes C, creation. Okay, automatically creates the 6. So anyways, now if we add the 10 card in to the 39, the total is 49. And the 49 is the 7 by 7 world that we talked about Nigger to start with. Okay, it's the 2 sides. It's the Yovel years, 7 by 7 in the Hebrew calendar. Okay, it's the meaning of eternal. Okay, and again, okay, I forgot to mention that in that word I was talking about, Nigger, it also does show the numbers of eternal. Okay, I don't know where I put it. I'm going to take a look back. It shows eternal. Not very happy that I lost it. Oh yeah, here it is. And yes, and it shows eternal. Not only that, okay, when we come back to the number 92 and we use it as 92 minutes, that would be 1 hour 32 minutes. And if you put it in a row, it would say 132. 132 is the addition of 66 and 66, and which is the same as 77, except it's without the spirit in it. You know what I'm saying? One of them adds up 77, and 77 is 154. The other one is 132. Okay. Now, if we double the 132, okay, we get 264. And then again, this all has to do with black, okay, and 264 means the connection of the first part of 6 and 4, which is the 10 in the second world. That's why it's 264. It's telling you every part of the second world, or whichever number is in there. 3 just mean, the 0 is just an egg. It says, okay, there's something in the egg, but we know it's in the egg. All the other numbers are in the egg. At least we know there are 6 of them in there, because there's 2 you can't be, and you can't beat the clock. You know what I'm saying? So where am I? If anybody ever sees a kangaroo and thinks of hop or hoppy, okay, also think of a pocket or a pouch, okay? And then once you got that, now you got a pregnancy, because that's what the pouch is all about. Something I was studying, what letters can you use before the letter I with the letter W? That means you got 8 letters to try from. So you have WH, WE, WA, WI. But you cannot say any words with WB, WC, WD, or WF. These are all special reserved words for something. I do not know what they are. I also know W and R from right and wrong is not the way they say it's supposed to be. I'm going to show you W and R. Okay? W and R, Western Union, the union between the Western Unions, okay, and the angel resident says war on you. Is that right? No, that's what we have when we get W and R together. But when you get W and R together, the sound of R and W says war. It says raw. It also is the beginning of W and R is wrong, and W and R is right. Now let me explain to you how this works. Okay, the reason this word, if my mind is on straight, okay, this word wrong and right, okay, gives you an added addition to the next level, because at some point in some things, okay, what is wrong now might be right later. Okay, because you don't have a complete definition, okay, this word automatically gave you a chance to say between saying right and wrong right away. The minute you go, they don't know. They don't know if it's right or wrong. So you get the added chance in the word right and wrong, and that's why the first 2 are together. Secondly, they're using the I for right, because I, and round the oval, well, you know, you're wrong, and you know what, you're still in the ballpark, you're not dead. You went out on the limb, you took a shot at it with an egg, you threw an egg out there, and your idea was wrong, so it's with an O because the idea didn't pass. And anything with the number 6, it's all what comes out of the idea. The 3 of the creation and the 9 of birth brings the idea of 6 to man. Don't forget, a child is like a little dinosaur. First she crawls and looks up like a turtle, then she's standing and she's got her claws on everything. We are a vision and source of the understanding and written knowledge that people have taken upon to witness within their own mind of how we came to be and what we are made up of. We are made up of the soil and the sand, just like everything else was ever made up from the sands and the rains of the goodness of the glory of the Lord, who stands tall above us and knows the game by heart. He sees what's going on and he knows. This is the game we have signed to come in with. This is where we are. Why 100 years ago they had 9 children and they have 1 today? Why is it at this game there are certain things that are not written in the Bible and said, and what we must go out on the limb to learn for our own, because this is what the world that we have come into. Our functionability, our scaredness to be different has separated us amongst even the religious groups. We all seem to be a little bit different now, and who chose the right way, because each way has now become the forbidden road. When you look at the liabilities that we have now caused, the entertainment of what I call the political unions, joined actually by the arse of their whole. Don't we know what to do? Will another Atlantis put us under? You know what? Only because I would like the reality of my thoughts and dreams, of the written knowledge and the past knowledge, of the videos I have done in the past to come true to life. I see Creator coming down and smoothing the past, but I cannot see Him coming down until a little bit has to happen, because we must view and feel. We must all feel. I do not feel it. I do not feel it. I see what's happening in my own realm, and it's not good. Okay? It's not a place I want to be for the rest of my life if I never died and lived on forever. I won't be there. I will change it. I will make it happen. But at the same time, I can only read what I see online, but I don't see enough. It's never enough, and I'm trying to say, whose fault? What's the fault? Everybody's fighting, and somehow for the wrong reason, for the right reason. It's just the words used on the news and wherever else I acquire the information is just the way it is. Thus and therefore, for now, where I go to, the owl is a 38. But in the word owl, the letters are L-O-W for low. The question is, the owl, if you say it O-W-L, okay, 38 is also club. Club has a U in it. Heart does not. Spade does not. Diamond does not. So we know at the end of our cycle, we're all going to be clubs. We're going to be a club sandwich, just the way we've been all the time, except this time, we're going to be the ones delivering it in heaven. Do you think it's Tuesday because it has a U? And Thursday because it has a U? But Friday doesn't have a U, but it's got a 6. So do you understand what I'm saying? You have Wednesday, which is a 5. You got Tuesday, which is a 2. You got Thursday, which is a 2. You have 2, 5, 2, 6, 7, 3, or 1, whichever one you want to decide for Saturday. Where are we next? I was building something over here. Everybody knows what this is all about, right? Here's the 2 up here in tic-tac-toe. Here's the 7. But if you really take a look at it, this can be a P, this can be a D. Upside down, it can be turned to a B. If you flip them upside down, they also reflect 6 and 9. So 2 and 7 will reflect also. I should have put D and P. I don't know why I didn't put D and P. D and P. D and P. D and P. D is 4 and 7. And it creates 4 and 7, and it creates the number of the Christ, 74. 7 plus 4, the 4th letter and the 7th letter. What do you want to know about 4? The 4 corners in Monopoly. The 7, oh my God, 4 corners. 4 corners. 4 trains. Okay, I got to divide up this whole Monopoly game, my friends, because man has to be at one corner. God can't have all the corners. God doesn't have the 9 corner. He has the spirit in the 9, okay, which is the life. In the secondary world, man gets 2 for that. You know why you get 2? Because you're born on this side and you move it 2 sticks. Okay, so we're going to knock off that. The other thing about owl, I'm sorry, it was a 50 count, which is E5 times 10. Okay, well, everybody knows the 10, the god of 10. It also can mean at the same time the 50-yard line. It can mean so many things. It depends. Like I said, this is an open dictionary, and I'm the only one at this end. So whatever it does mean, what's happening out there in the sky, I do not know. Let the time move on, and we will always stick. We must become of what we must, not even understood or known for what I am actually saying. Somehow we must muster up that when the time comes, when the terror and entrapment into the prisons of SOPA and FEMA, how we can knock on everybody's door and get everybody onto the street to join in hand, because take me now, but don't let us sit forever, because you will rot for years. And then again, inside my book, you won't rot for years, because as easily as Hogan's Heroes was able to get out, we will muster up a plan, but it won't be ours. It will come from the great exteriors. And be wise, my friends, because it won't be a white man that's going to save us. So we're all in trouble, right? How do I know that? I'll ask you a question. Okay. This is white. Okay. White man won't save us. No ghost. Won't be a ghost. It's going to be a real person that's going to come up. It's not going to be a magical man. Okay. It's not going to be a guy from the closet. It's going to be a real man. Okay? Not a ghost. A real man. So now we know it. We did the word Nigger 55 freedom. Every single thing that sets the guidelines for life out of that one word. Okay. So you know what? I like my numbers, so I'll stay that way. And don't forget, okay, 5 can't be wrong. Because 5's in between every single direction. 5 can't be wrong. You know what I'm saying when you try to balance things off? Well, that's one of the areas you really never get the balance off. The only other part about 5 can be is it can be directly from the electronic world. It can be from either side. Because not only does it say 555, but in the 7 world, it also says 222. And in 360 degrees of the life we live, 222 becomes 1776. And then they become the name of freedom and no more. Do you understand what I'm saying? The name of freedom wasn't based on white. It was based on black. Because that word number 2 brings on the word of freedom, 555, in the word of, you know. Anyways, for now, Raphael, 7286. Oh, we're coming. Don't you believe me? The Indians are coming, my friends. Believe you me. Why do I say that? Because I'm like an Indian giver. I gave all my life. Now I want to give more. But this time we'll probably choose the right end of the stick this time. May money die forever one day. May something replace it that will be respected amongst all men. Something that can never be stolen. Something that can never be ripped off. Something that can never actually be sold. No matter how hard you try. That's what's going to happen to money. Until we learn to have a leash, money will now. You see, I don't let any dogs in my house, but I just bought 3 leashes the other day, all for my money. You got to watch that thing. Money is, oof, bites. Telling you. You know why? It bites. Not only that, it sings. You know why? A friend of mine looked at me. We were fooling around listening to the radio. He says, "Hey, you got a C note?" And certainly, he says, I went into my pocket and I got out a $100 bill. He says, "Here's a C note." He says, "No, in music." I go, "Oh." I says, "It's got a value of a note." I says, "At least 100 might mean something." "No, but it's brown like." Does that have any value? Shit. Let me tell you one thing about manure. Manure is what this world is about. So when they were talking that beer might be it, I don't know. Anyways, we're getting off right now. I just want to tell you something. I came up with a new can, okay, for a beer company. This brand new can. Your can will be colder, sturdier, easier to hold, and the best can that will ever be on the market. You can be the first one with it. I already said in one of my videos about a year or so ago, but right now I think I'm going to just keep my hands. But this is something that will include the past, the future, okay? Will always be remembered of why I thought of this, okay? Imagine putting your beer into the fridge and it's getting colder. And they shrunk the beer can. I saw what they did, but I got another idea. Anyways, we'll leave it at this. What's my name? What's my name? Oh, the connect. Oh, it's still working. Raphael 7286. Hey, listen, I haven't ever really asked anybody to this, but if you made it to the end, I don't care if you like me or you hate me. Do one of the two, just so I know somebody made it to the end. That's all. That's all I'm asking. Is it that hard? I like everything. Come on, boys. Are you getting aboard? This is not my boat. Right now, I'm the captain, but it ain't my boat. I got somebody telling me all the time, right from behind me, right in that little old maze over there. See that maze over there? Don't ask me how I did it, but I love it. She's a beauty. Secondly, before I let you go, are we on Earth? Are we on Earth? Anyways, maybe we are. Do you know that they're studying to see whether or not the reality of what happened on the Titanic was true? Somebody thinks they exploded a bomb in the bottom. They didn't expect it to really float, but they were, I don't know exactly what they were doing. That's why they chained everybody up and didn't want anybody out. There was more to it than just what we just saw. I wish, I haven't been doing much work lately. I did new things. Soul. Do you want me to tell you what Soul gets? You remember I told you the black Joker gets 2 and the red Joker gets 1? The reason for that is, how can I explain this? I have to explain it now that I started. Is that the Jack is the 11th card, okay? And that is female, okay? So we need a male. So a male and a female, a red and a black. Not only that, there was another reason that there was a 2 for the black Joker. What is the reason? Wow, I don't remember. A reason for the black Joker. Oh, well, to know something is that the 10 card is, if I understand this right, okay, is the totality of the game, okay? See the way this one and this one here, they're not the same. You see, they're not the same. They touch, they go into each other, like they feed each other. It's like this card and this card. 7, 8, 9, 10, it's like all in the same, something is up with that. 7, 8, 9. The reason, how do I say this? Why? It might be because of these 2 dots, okay? Because these are the beta dots, okay? 2, 7. Why is it 2, 7, 2? One of the reasons for 2, 7, 2 is because this level is 2. This level is 5. So when 2 goes to 5, okay, it becomes 7. 2, 7, and then the same thing for this one down here. I don't know the exact, I'd have to understand what other people see. There's already definitions out for everything I've done. I'm just redoing my own definitions, and then I have to bring them together. Anyways, yeah, in 727, okay, the letters of P-I-T-Y come out. And why do those 2 letters come out? Because the Y letter is the 27th letter, the T letter is the 20th, as 727, and the P letter is the 16th. 1 and 6 is 7. If you read the word together, it says pitié. It says to have pity, and that's 727. But another thing, why did the Joker have 2? I saw it for a second. I visioned why the Joker had to be there. Why did the Joker have to have 2? Well, because beta is beta black, and it's 2, and alpha is 1. So that's why the black Joker is 2 and alpha is 1. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, okay, Raphael 7286 for the 4th time.